It's time to F around with F1.
Okay.
Kimi Antonelli is leading the Formula One World Championship. He is 19 years old. He is the youngest championship leader in the history of the sport. Back-to-back wins in China and Japan. Legitimately for real. George Russell had a rough outing at Suzuka. Bad qualifying setup call, shuffled back at the start. Then the safety car hit at the worst possible moment. He's already pitted. Antonelli hadn't, and the free pit stop vaulted Antonelli from fourth to the lead. Then a software glitch caused his engine to unexpectedly slow at the restart. He finishes fourth. Toto Wolff, chalked a lot of it up to luck falling on Kimi's side. But watching that garage, there's a dynamic developing between those two teammates that's going to be worth tracking.
Yeah, that was not fun for George Russell. George Russell, I'm sure.
Russell.
But thinking a little more about McLaren, having Piastri come back a little bit, couldn't start the first two races and then gets podium there in Japan. That's pretty cool. Just need to see Lando get back up there too.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot like last year in the sense of like Oscar's doing it when you thought Lando would early on, and then maybe George Russell's gonna like come back. We'll see.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen is openly discussing the possibility of retiring at the end of 2026.
Oh.
De Telegraaf, the Dutch paper that is essentially always right on Verstappen matters, reported he's genuinely considering stepping away. The timing makes sense. Contextually, he finished 8th in Japan behind Pierre Gasly and Alpine for most of the second half of the race. He ejected a journalist from his media session. He called the car completely undrivable in qualifying.
So he's disgruntled for sure. So do you think this is more like posturing or is he serious? Is he really going to walk away?
Verstappen races because he loves winning. That's been obvious for his entire career. Red Bull went from 4 consecutive championships and the most dominant car in the sport to currently the 4th quickest team in the constructors. So Alpine and Haas are both ahead of them. If this car isn't going to get him a 5th championship, does the most competitive driver on the planet want to spend the next year and a half fighting for 7th? Do I think he actually retires? I don't know, maybe 30%. It'd be kind of wild, but saying it publicly is a statement in itself.
Yeah, it's definitely sending a message, like, for sure.
And I mean, he's been openly complaining about the changes to these cars, and now the FIA has at least a month to maybe make some changes to appease Max Verstappen. So, like, Tom Brady hates the footballs. Maybe you look at the footballs and said you just take them to trial over it.
Yeah.
Alpine released a 1,200-word open letter to fans this week. 2 things. Condemning online abuse directed at Esteban Ocon following the China crash, and directly denying claims that the team is sabotaging Franco Colapinto in Gasly's favor.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know Ocon caused the crash in China and immediately took full responsibility. He apologized to Colapinto and was penalized. He did everything right as a competitor, but death threats in response to that are kind of insane. Yeah, that's full stop. The FIA president even sent him a personal letter of support.
And I mean, on the sabotage claims, Alpine was direct. Both drivers are running identical equipment. They share data at each other's engineering desks. Any questions about sabotage are completely unfounded.
Yeah, no, this is insane.
But I mean, Alpine's first 3 races, 5th in the constructors, dead last in 2025. So they sacrificed last year to develop this car, switched to Mercedes power units, and it's paying off. Gasly scores points at every race. Colapinto got his first point in China, so the car is real.
Yeah, Variety reported that Lacoste signed Gasly as a brand ambassador, so it's a good week for him learning off the track here.
For McLaren fans, Stella was transparent after Japan.
Yeah, that power unit is competitive. HPP, Mercedes' performance division, they've done genuinely good work, but the chassis still needs improving. Ferrari has more corner grip. McLaren is susceptible to front tire graining in a way Ferrari and Mercedes aren't. So Suzuka's high grip surface mass some of that. It'll show them more at other circuits.
McLaren is going to be in the conversation all year. Whether they can win the championship probably depends on how much ground they can close in the chassis development race during this break. So the power unit gets them close. The chassis is what's holding them back. Speaking of Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, not happening this month due to the ongoing situation in the Middle East. Nearly 5-week gap between Japan and Miami. I feel like I've said that sentence 1,000 times already, and we just started the break. No mandated shutdown, unlike the summer break. Teams can keep working, wind tunnels running, simulators going around the clock. So it's not really a break.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who really takes full advantage. Williams has been very public about needing every hour. They came in overweight on the chassis, need to address that before Miami. You do still have some track action happening too. You got Pirelli tire tests, Ferrari at Fiorano, Mercedes and McLaren together at the Nürburgring, which hasn't hosted an F1 race since 2020.
I mean, the key meeting, FIA, all 5 engine manufacturers, and the technical advisory committee sitting down to address the closing speed issues exposed by Ollie Behrman's crash. He hit the barriers at 191 miles per hour after being caught out by the sudden speed differential to Colapinto's Alpine. The sport got very lucky that day. Engines are homogulated. Software tweaks only this year, but the conversation has to happen. And I mean, Cadillac finished a race in Japan. Perez got the lead lap. Well, he got on the lead lap, but we finished ahead of an Aston Martin. That's exactly where the expectations are. Long game. I'm at peace with it.
There we go. Yeah. No, hey, I mean, that's a big step. It's a big step. You got to start somewhere.
Yep. So I think we've done it.
Yeah. Speaking of starting somewhere, I guess you have to end somewhere too, right?
Yeah, we got to end it somewhere. So hopefully our final 4 bets hit. Hope you guys trail those with us. If not, go ahead and subscribe at hammertruckproductions.com. If you already have a Substack, just look for All In with Ian at All In with Ian. It's the same name as the radio show. I hope that's easy.
And free.
I cannot lose a single race bet in April, which will make me on great footing for the whole season. Can't wait.
All right.
Let's go, Illinois.
See you guys next week.
Peace out.